When I was a young boy, I played many Nintendo games, but I never really liked those normie trash ones. But I found my calling, and it came in the form of Pokemon. Pokemon Platinum, Soul Silver, White version, these were instrumental in my childhood and shaped my... What? Pikmin? Oh shit, yeah, got you. I meant Pikmin. Father, Lord above me, may I give thanks today for my parents buying me Pikmin as a kid so I was introduced to one of the best gaming series of all time! Pikmin was my favourite game series as a kid. I have beaten it more times than I care to count, and more than any other game out there, and genuinely alongside Pokemon this time, these were the game series that shaped my childhood like no other. Two very good series, I might add, that I enjoyed before my teenage years took over and, well, I loved Fire Emblem forever, but I digress. I loved Pikmin. I made a little scrapbook about it as like an 8-year-old, which I don't have anymore unfortunately, but I printed out anything Pikmin from the internet and wrote about it. I had the original 5 Pikmin plushies and I took them everywhere I went. I remember swinging the Bud Pikmin because the Bud was weirdly weighted. I just love the series. I first played Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Wii, but I tend to replay the GameCube version these days. And Pikmin 3 coming out when I was 11, oh boy, I was excited for it. I got it for Christmas and I loved it. Not as much as the first two, but I loved it nonetheless. But growing up, I realized that everyone has a different Pikmin opinion. Most people I see tend to say that 2 or 4 is the best, but I disagree. My personal order is 4, 2, 3, and 1, and I will explore this more later on, but for now, let's just talk about the first 2 entries in the series. Pikmin 2 is always seen as the more exciting, polished, interesting, original Pikmin game. More captains, more content, more Pikmin, more difficulty, that's for sure. It's hard to argue that this game didn't up the ante on the first, but as a kid, I did love both, but it was Pikmin 1 what I always went back to. Pikmin 1 has a magic to it. It's a game I'm heavily nostalgic for, obviously, as well as a game I could genuinely beat with my eyes closed, bit of practice at this point, but it's more than that. This game shaped my opinions and sensibilities regarding games and transcended gaming itself. Okay, let's turn it back a bit. But what makes Pikmin 1 so special? So beloved? What's caused its resurgence? Yeah, you heard me. There are so many Pikmin 1 challenge videos these days on YouTube, getting mad views, and I want a piece of that pie. I think the tide's turning on Pikmin 2, finally, and now Pikmin 1 might be getting the credit it rightfully deserves. So let's start at the beginning. Captain Olimar crash lands on a spooky planet, and he has only enough oxygen to last him 30 days before he dies. But he finds the Pikmin who helped deliver his ship parts back to his ship so he can survive and see his beloved family again. The best part about the first Pikmin game is the level design. I could genuinely draw a map of each area from memory, with every enemy, ship part, and everything in between included, and that's partly due to replaying it a lot, I admit, but it's also due to the fantastic level design. Pikmin 1 goes for a realistic look in 2001, which means it's not very saturated and a little bit blurry, but I like it. It works to set up the world building of the game, and, the enemies have bright, fun designs, so they stand out alongside the Pikmin. It's good contrast, it looks nice. There are only 5 areas in Pikmin 1. The Impact Site, the Forest of Hope, the Forest Navel, the Distant Spring, and the Final Trial, of which 2 of these are basically not real areas, so there are only 3 substantial areas. And these 3 areas are a chef's kiss. They all have a different feeling, but they all feel so similar too. I like how the areas are grounded. One's a forest, one's a cave, and one's a spring. A shite game would have a desert and a volcano and a pirate ship for Olimar, but no.
No, unacceptable.
These are normal areas for a grounded, realistic game. They all have such an ominous feeling. My particular favourite definitely being the Distant Spring. Its bright nature is contrasted well with a subtle fog and a slightly dreary song which makes you feel quite uncomfortable. The music in every area is subtly ominous as well. The Forest of Hope is definitely the most chirpy, but it's not exactly upbeat, and the Forest Navel has more of a grungy, edgy feeling to it, but it really does work. And even the Final Trial has this hopeful yet twisted tone. Additionally, the aggression of the enemies and how fast your Pikmin can be destroyed adds to that feeling that this is a hostile world and the areas are not safe. And alongside our hostility in the world, these areas are fucking annoying. There are so many ship parts which are so hard to get, such a pain in the arse, and I mean that in the best way possible. I think combining these points, what I'm trying to say is that Pikmin 1 can be annoying, clunky, difficult, but it works in its favour. Pikmin 1 has insane replayability and a huge speedrunning community, and I think this is because it's short and it can be incredibly optimised. The clunky nature and often difficult enemies on an initial few playthroughs might seem irritating, and they are, but that just means that it's easy to get good, but it's hard to be great. And this easy to learn, hard to master mentality doesn't seem to have translated to the future Pikmin games. They're either too long, complex, or just weirdly designed. Except 3, which feels the most in spirit like the first game. I like Pikmin 3. For me, in games personally, it's all about the experience, right? And Pikmin 1 nails that grounded, replayable, exciting game, which feels fair and fun and rewarding, while being deceptively simple. Also, it has the best story, like objectively speaking, please, no one disagree with me on that. And this video is not to knock Pikmin 2 through 4, absolutely not. But Pikmin 2 is big and silly and weird, and if that floats your boat, then knock your socks off. But for me, I like it, I just don't love it. Pikmin fans, for me, fall into 4 groups, so 1 for each game. Just kidding. Pikmin 1 and 2 fans, 1 and 3 fans, 2 and 4 fans, and 4 fans, and I will explain each. Pikmin 1 and 2 fans, obvious. Same system, same engine, same basic principles, cool, I get you. 1 and 3 fans, like myself, enjoy the more story-based grounded games. Obviously with the superior Pikmin fans, I think 3 is a bit too hand-holdy at times, but I would still say it's my number 2 game in the series because it's replayable and captures the Pikmin 1 style and heart while having 2 excellent new Pikmin types, a very visually appealing art style, better than 4 in my opinion, and the challenge mode. Oh my god, the challenge mode. I might have to do a separate video someday on Pikmin 3 challenge mode, it's so good. By the way, this is just completely off script. Thanks for making it 7 minutes into the video, by the way, I really appreciate you. Why can I talk so fast? That last bit was obviously meant to be quite fast, but like, seriously, why am I so fast talking? I gotta slow myself down reading my script. I actually had to slow myself down. Do you know the 2 and 4 fans enjoy the wackier style? Less of a story, more caves, less chance to speedrun or perfect strategies, but enjoy the big boss fights and comical plots. And 4 fans have only played Pikmin 4. Play one of the good ones, please. Oh yeah, fight time. Okay, Pikmin 4 was okay, but guys, you're gonna get upset with me here. Banning me from throwing more than the necessary amount of Pikmin on an object until like 2 seconds had passed, I can count, thank you. I was a young child, I could count. I definitely could when this game came out when I was 21.
Is that right?
We have become
too old to play new Nintendo games.
I gotta stop playing Pikmin and get some girls. Locking any object to be thrown at, I can aim, thank you, give me the option like in Pikmin 3. Boring characters and plot, and the game is being like 50 hours long. Why is it so long? And restricting me to 3 Pikmin on the field at any time, for types I should say. Why are there so many areas? They all blend together, I don't remember a single one. Okay, look, I don't love Pikmin 4, but I hated Xenoblade 3, and I love the first 2, so I just mildly dislike Pikmin 4. It's not the worst it could be, I still enjoyed the game enough, it's like a 6 out of 10, alright? Sorry. Anyway, Pikmin 1? Yeah, for me, no game captures its simplicity and charm, and I fucking hate the word charm, it's so overused, but it has charm. Americans might say Pikmin 1 has spunk, but I'm not going to use that word. I think I should note, however, a few odd things I like about the first game, which is why it contains so much spunk. Do you like my funny accent, by the way? That was really good of me, wasn't it? Send help. Okay, sorry. It's janky, Pikmin will clip... Pikmin 1, it's janky. Pikmin will clip through the earth when under a bridge. Enemies can just push Olimar on top of objects, as well as pellets and other objects. The game can be beaten in insane ways. Please watch some of those challenge videos. Press A. This is an official call out. I love you. Even the Pikmin 1 feels luck-based sometimes. I just like it. You know, I never liked the Pikmin 2, had a Pikmin through a lot faster and the purples were broken, and they had that little streak for a yellow Pikmin to be yellow behind them, right? Pikmin 1 had the right rhythm. And I'm definitely not nitpicking, but still. Even then in Pikmin 3, the Pikmin huddle around you to help you. In the first game, you needed skill to hurdle up those fuckers.
I've got nothing to say about 4.
On a serious note though, if there was a game I could replay infinitely, it would be Fire Emblem Fates.
No more games. To the death.
12 seconds later.
Not fall into the hands of an enemy. So I...
But then Pikmin 1. Sometimes less is more. Who knew the muddy, ugly, buggy crap game could be so appealing? Oh yeah, nostalgia. Not really. I played 2 at the same point in my life. 1 is better. Sorry, I feel a bit mean for insulting Pikmin 1. Those adjectives are kind of true, but it's also really good. Really, really good. I hope I've proven that through this tirade of interesting commentary. And subscribe! And if you do, I'll give you a hamster, but you gotta look after it. And if you like the video, I'll lock you in a Mr. Beast mansion for a month. It's the dumbest video I've ever fucking made.